One of the reasons that producers and insurance companies spend so much time defending claims of copyright infringement is that they are very hard to predict when these claims will arise, and it's hard to prevent them. However, there are steps that producers can take to minimize the risk of these types of claims. Hi, James Pacitti, entertainment attorney and production counsel in Los Angeles. Many copyright and submission claims arise because of all of the meetings and conversations that producers, directors, and their staffs have with people who are pitching ideas. These claims also arise out of the scripts and treatments that producers and staff members agree to read. It is inevitable that some of the concepts of these scripts that are presented and soon forgotten will be similar to others that are ultimately produced. When producers produce a TV or film project, they may forget ever seeing a submitted script or treatment about a similar topic, or they may never have seen it because it was given to someone else in the company. But the person who wrote it will be very interested in this production because of its similarity to the work that they submitted, and may believe that the producers ripped them off without considering the possibility that the producers never saw their work, or that there were 5 similar scripts that were also received. There are a number of possible ways a production company and individual producers can reduce the risk of this scenario. All submissions should be held and unopened if via mail, or rejected if via email, until a submission agreement is signed by the submitting party. Most studios and production companies refuse to review any scripts or treatment without the submitting party signing a submission release agreement. Producer and production companies should create and maintain good record-keeping systems of what submissions have come in, who saw them, and how they were handled. They should also try to limit the number of people who actually review these projects. If a lawsuit occurs, they can then use these records to show that the people connected with a particular project never even knew about a particular submission, let alone read it. Also, plaintiffs sometimes wrongly claim they sent a script to a production company because they submit to so many production companies. So if the company has a good record-keeping system, it could arguably rebut the very contention that the script was ever submitted, let alone read, let alone stolen. Producers should also be careful about how they respond to these submissions that they receive. If a producer hates a script but writes a nice rejection letter telling the writer what a great story they wrote, and they only wish they had the time and the finances to develop it, this polite lie may come back to haunt them later. Producers also need to be aware of the impromptu cocktail party submissions where someone pitches you an idea. That conversation may also come back to haunt you. So it's important in those circumstances to direct someone to go through the channels that are established for that production company. Finally, keep track of where your project ideas originate. It is possible that someone submitted a script or concept in the past that is now influencing the current project. Honestly, evaluate whether a payment or some type of involvement of the submitting party is actually warranted, as potential problems are always cheaper and easier to handle before they become actual problems. If you have any questions or a project you wish to discuss, don't hesitate to contact us.